Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little more serious. It's really hard for me to talk about, only because it's still so hurtful and so pure. So like pure in my heart. I'm sorry if you hear Kayla snoring. I'm doing a video on me dog sitting for Ava, my girlfriend. So I'm currently at her house. I want to do this video because at the time I didn't want to report him to the police or anything. I didn't want to have to see him again after it happened or see him in court. I didn't want to like have to deal with the police with him and all that stuff. So I don't know, I'm making this video, I'm getting lost in my thoughts, but I'm making this video mainly for all the women right now that are out there, all the younger girls that are out there. Maybe you're 12, maybe you're 13, in high school, anybody that's out there that has, well, not even just girls, actually, guys too, and even I forget about it, we all forget that guys can also get raped. No matter what age you are, I'm making this for you. And if you've gone through anything, whether it was the full-blown rape, including sexual intercourse, or you were harassed or anything like that, I'm making this for you. And I want you to know that you're not alone. And maybe use my story just so you can get clarity, and feel safe in a way, and feel like you're not alone, because that's I remember that's how I felt after it happened to me. So I'm sorry, I'm getting off track and I'm rambling. I'm just nervous to tell this story. Okay, so let's get into it. I was 15 and I remember I was visiting my grandparents in Chicago. At this time, I was already living in the suburbs from living with them in Chicago. So I really like to see them and go visit them and see how they're doing and hang out with them. So this was one of those weeks or weekends, I can't remember, but I remember that it was longer than 3 days, so I must have been on break. I remember that it was more than a 3-day weekend, so it was definitely during the summer. I was visiting my grandparents, and it was the day before I had to go back home. And you know what? I was like, okay, I know this guy that I met when I was 11. He's 4 years older than me. He's around my sister's age. And I've always felt like I'm much more mature for my age. Being 20, I have always just felt like maybe I was like 2 years older than my age or something like that. But definitely I've always felt mature. And I met this guy when I was 11, and by this point I was 15, and I hadn't seen him in 4 years. So I was like, you know what, I'm in Chicago, I'm leaving tomorrow, let me text him. But at this time, I didn't have his number. So I Snapchatted him, and I was a virgin at this time, and I remember texting him, and I was like, hey, I'm in Chicago, I leave tomorrow, what are you doing? And he's like, well, right now, I just got off work. Can you hang out tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, I could definitely hang out tomorrow or whatever. And we had plans to hang out tomorrow. And then he texted me back at like 1 a.m. I've always been the type of person that I stay up late, whether I'm on my phone watching TV, just like I'm always the type of person that would stay up late. So I was up at the time to even look at his Snapchat. And he was like, actually, I don't think I can hang out tomorrow. Is it cool if I come over tonight? And I was like, well, like, I'm in my grandparents' house. It's pretty late. I don't know. And I told him that. And he's like, oh, well, it'll be fine. Like, I'll be quiet. I can sneak through the window. And I was in the basement of my grandparents' house, because it's like a finished basement. And he's like, I can just crawl through the window. It'll be easy. They wouldn't even hear me. And I'm 15 and I'm just like struggling. I'm like, you know what? I know this is a bad thing and like I shouldn't do it. But maybe someone out there can relate. You know that it's wrong to let him in and it's late. But another part of you is like, I don't want to be that person that says, oh no, like I'm scared, it's late, blah blah blah. Like I kind of wanted to fit in. I knew that he's 4 years older than me, and like I said, I've always felt like I was mature, but maybe I misconstrued the term mature at the time, because the mature thing to do would have been like no and hold my truth. But I guess it's just a mix of peer pressure and wanting to fit in that made me say yes. So I told him, okay, fine, like, just be quiet, don't make a lot of noise, because I didn't want to get in trouble. And he's like, okay, that's fine. So I'm sitting there, and I'm so nervous, because one, I don't want to get in trouble. And two, I haven't seen him in a while, so it's just a mix of like anxiousness mixed with like, okay, I don't want to get in trouble, I'm nervous, I'm excited, like it's a mix of everything, because I really, 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 really did miss him. We vibed really well. I had feelings for him, but it wasn't to the point where I was ready to lose my virginity. I've always wanted to lose my virginity to someone that I love, whether it be a guy or a girl. I wanted it to be in a situation where this is someone that I'm in love with and I can see a clear future with. I can see a long-term future, maybe marriage, kids. That was my plan. And 15 minutes later, he texts me and he's like, hey, I'm almost there. In Chicago, people live very close. So he texts me and he's like, I'm almost there. So I'm nervous. I'm just like, I know this is wrong. Like, should I like do this? And he's like, I'm outside. So I'm like, okay. I open the window and he crawls in. And then we sit there on the bed and we're just talking like how I wanted it to go. And then he turns to me and he's like, so what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I missed you, but like I just wanted to talk and just hang out and chill. And he's like, oh, like he seemed very disappointed. And I was like, oh, like, and he's like, well, can I at least like kiss you? And I liked him at the time. I was like, okay, sure. Like, what's a kiss? You know, what's a kiss? It's nothing. So he kisses me and then we start making out. And then he like pushes me on the bed. And like my body is just like, okay, no, like no. This can't happen. Like I don't want to do this. So I look at him and I like stop kissing him and I look at him and I'm just like, I'm still a virgin. I've never done this before. I don't want to do this. I just don't want to do this. Like I don't want to take it this far. And he's like, okay, I mean, it's fine. Like, are you sure? Like, we can do this. I'll be slow. I'll be easy. I'll be safe. And I'm like, no, I don't want to do this. I just, like, I'm not comfortable. Like, I just don't want to do this. And I'm like, no. Like, just, that's a no. Like, I don't want to do this. And he's like, okay, whatever, fine. So my body is more at ease, and I'm like, okay. Like, he's understanding. He didn't get mad. Like, so I'm like, whatever. Like, this, we could just make out, and then we can keep talking, and then he'll leave. We're making out, and he then pulls off my shorts. Because this is nighttime, and I had running shorts and a t-shirt, and, like, that was it. Like, I didn't want this to happen. And it's not like I'm going to wear snow pants and, like, not to make a joke out of this, but I'm serious. Like, people take it to this extent of saying, oh, you were wearing shorts, so it tempted him. Like, I wasn't wearing shorts for him. It's the summer, and I'm hot. So I'm going to wear shorts. Like, I'm not going to, like, say, oh, wow, he's coming over. I'm going to wear snow pants and a blizzard jacket and, like, hope to God, fingers crossed, he doesn't rape me. So he pulled off my shorts, and I remember my like heart started racing. And I've never experienced a panic attack at this age. I didn't even know what that was. I've heard people have anxiety and they get anxious and stuff, but I didn't really know what that truly felt like a true panic attack. And now that I know what that is, I knew that I was panicking. So he pulls down my shorts, and I'm just like, oh my God. And keep in mind, he's a big guy. Like, he's a really, really big guy. He's buff, and he is very powerful over someone like me. Like, I'm 115 pounds. Like, what am I gonna do? He pulls down my shorts, and I look at him, and I'm like, let's say his name is Jeff. He pulls down my shorts, and I'm like, Jeff, no. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I don't want to do this. And he's just like, it'll be fine. And so once he says it'll be fine, he holds me down like this, and I'm like that, and I'm like, I could barely like get up, and he pulls it out, and I'm not turned on, so I'm just like holding on for dear life, like keep trying to keep my legs closed. But he opens my legs, and he does it. And the pain I felt, it felt like someone got a knife and stabbed me down there. It was just horrible. It was a sharp pain. It hurt so bad. And in that moment, I knew I had to do something, because I could not keep going. I was laying there, and I was staring at the ceiling, and like tears running down my face. And I was staring at the ceiling, and for a second, I felt like it was an out-of-body experience. It felt like I was staring at myself, saying, you're so stupid. You're so stupid for letting him in. I was blaming myself, as if like I couldn't control what he does. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have hung out with him at 1 a.m, but when I kept saying I don't want to, it doesn't mean for him to say, I don't care, I'm just gonna do what I want. And I was just staring at myself, and I was like, how could you be so stupid to let this happen? you need to like do something about this. So I was like, I have to come up with something. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep laying here taking this. Like, this hurts. I don't want this. I didn't want this. So I then, as I'm staring at the ceiling, I then like come back into my body and I say, oh my God, I think my grandparents are coming. Because at this point, he's already into it. He's in his own mind. He doesn't give a shit about my feelings or how I'm feeling or what he's doing to me and the pain that he's going to cause me and the trauma he's going to end up causing me. He doesn't care. So as soon as I said that, he gets scared and he jumps out. He comes out of me and he jumps out and he's like, oh my God, like, what do you want to do? Like, should I go? And I'm like, yeah, like, you should just go. And you can just hear the pain in my voice. Like, you could just go. It was very monotone. And so he puts on his clothes and he's just like, okay, bye. And then he just leaves. Like, he just leaves. And when I closed the window, I didn't have my shorts on. And I sat on the bed and I was in pain. And I felt disgusting. I felt humiliated. I felt embarrassed. I felt ashamed. I felt dirty. I felt just disgusting. Like, I felt so gross. He just didn't care. He just didn't care. I remember laying there thinking, I'm never going to get my virginity back. And it's not like I want to stay a virgin my entire life, but I remember I'm never going to have the opportunity and the privilege of being able to experience losing my virginity with someone that I love. Experience that first time with somebody that you're so comfortable with, and yeah, you're both scared, but you're comfortable. I'm never gonna get that. And I was laying there crying, and I cried myself to sleep, and I think I fell asleep by like maybe 3 a.m. It hurts. I was 15. I was young, and it was the summer before sophomore year, and it just hurt. I felt like I wasn't going to be able to love anyone again. I felt like no one was going to be able to love me. I wasn't going to be able to accept love. It hurt. For anyone that's out there that has experienced this, I'm so sorry. And hang in there. I remember being very depressed after it. Not wanting to interact with people. Being in a really horrible mood most of the time. And just being like, kind of like the Debbie Downer in the group, even though I know that like I'm going through my stuff that I have the right to, but I couldn't share this story with my friends. I didn't feel comfortable sharing this story with my friends. It took me about 2 years to tell this story to somebody, to say something to someone. It has ruined a relationship that I thought was going to be a forever thing, basically. Yeah, I think I told my mom and my sister when I was 17, the year before, or the year of moving to California. But it took me 2 years of being alone, being depressed, and feeling like I'm never gonna make it through this, to be able to tell somebody. It was hard. It was hard. I was in love with a girl. I was also struggling with my sexuality and trying to balance of, am I okay with being bisexual? Should I just force it and be like, you know what, I do like guys, so should I just force being straight and just live my life that way? I was in love with a girl and I pushed her away because we were getting to the point where we wanted to be sexual with each other, but I was so traumatized and I felt so violated from it, that I didn't want that with her. I didn't want that with her at the time. I mean, I loved her, but I just didn't want it at the time because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin just yet. So I pushed her away, and it made her think that she thought that it made her think that I thought that she was disgusting, or that I didn't want her like that, the way that she wanted me. Yeah, it hurts. And as you can tell, I'm 20 years old. 5 years later, I'm making this video. It still hurts. Hurts mostly because I still linger on the fact that I want my virginity back, just so I can be able to experience losing it with someone that I love. But I'm starting to come to terms with it. I've been to a therapist for it, and we've talked about it, and she has helped me understand that I'm not a victim. I'm basically a survivor, because most girls don't actually survive this. I've seen countless amount of stories that girls get raped, sexually assaulted, and they essentially get killed or kidnapped, or no one. I mean, it's beyond me, but I'm a survivor, and I'm gonna be okay. God has blessed me, even though it was hard for me to see this as a blessing. He has blessed me because he has helped me figure out what I want in someone, and the values and the morals that I want someone to have and share with me. And he has blessed me with a beautiful, beautiful woman in my life. My girlfriend Ava is the best thing that has ever happened to me. I love her with my entire heart. She's so pure. She's so kind. She has shared stories of feeling alone at some point in her life, and even though we have felt loneliness in different ways, we can kind of understand each other at that level of feeling alone, because it was around the same age. She's the best thing that has ever happened to me. I love her with my entire soul. There were times I just really did not feel like I was going to be able to love again or accept love. And God has blessed me with Ava. She makes me feel loved. She makes me feel happy. She makes me laugh. We have good times. I'm very comfortable around her. Very, very comfortable around her. I don't feel violated around her. I don't feel like ashamed of my body. She makes me feel very confident about my body. She tells me I'm beautiful, and she just reassures me that everything's gonna be okay. And when I do get depressed and when I have my episodes of depression, because it's just a bunch of things that I'm going through, and I'm remembering what happened to me, and it's a hard thing to let go. She's there for me, and she tells me that I'm going to be okay and that I'm strong, and the fact that I was able to go through this and still be positive, it's a huge monumental step in the progression of my life. I love her. I really love her. I'm trying not to cry because I don't want to cry. I'm tired of crying. Yeah. And Ava, if you're watching this, even though we met when I was 19, thank you. I want to make this as a special message to you. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of my life. Thank you for being the beautiful soul that you are. Thank you for being so kind-hearted and understanding, and just reassuring me. Thank you for being a beautiful person. Thank you for being the rock in my life. You hold me down. You bring me back to earth. Thank you. And I love you. And I'll always love you. I hope this video helps someone, whether it be one person. I hope this video helps someone out there that is right now feeling alone. Is right now feeling like they don't have anyone to talk to. You can always reach out to me. My social medias are going to be down below in the description. You can message me and share your story, and I can hear you out. I can reassure you, and I can tell you anything you want to hear. I can answer your questions about how you're feeling. If you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel, how do you keep hope? Anything. I'm here with open arms and open ears to hear your story. And feel free, if you're comfortable, with sharing your story in the comments, if you feel like that'll bring you peace. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.